Polluted Thoughts Podcast, real talk with real people. I'm your host, Colin Gary. And we're all live, PTP, here with Donovan and Braeden, newcomer. I guess we did a hotel podcast that never came out, unfortunately, but that was a good time. I'm hoping it kind of gets like that. We were talking about, before the pod started, we were talking about comedians and such. What makes Bert Kreischer so funny to me is, like, it's not the actual comedy, it's just the way he can tell a story, and the fact that he thinks it's funny himself makes it funny, too, because he's laughing. Like, he's laughing at his own jokes. I love when comedians laugh. They try to be serious, but then they'll say something, and then they start to laugh. You're like, oh, that's like, they're trying to hold it, but, like...
My favorite thing about Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching an old special of his, bro, and when he laughs at his own jokes, like, it's building up to the point, you know, so it's like almost foreshadowing the fact that, you know, if Dave's fucking laughing at this is gonna be a riot.
It's true.
He kills me.
It's also day after Dan's birthday.
It is.
I wish we had, like, the sound machine.
Yeah.
Added it in post. You get shitty last night?
I did. I went out, had a few drinks. Found my way home, but...
I told you to call me if you need a ride.
I didn't need one.
Where'd you go? I heard you said you went to Chili's. You go anywhere else?
You kept talking about this fire salad you got at Chili's.
Oh.
Chili's salad?
The buffalo chicken salad.
That sounds amazing.
You ever go to Chili's and you like salad? You like buffalo chicken? It's got the tortilla chips in it too.
I love the tortilla chips with my salad. I make it all the time at work.
I love Chili's in general.
That's the reason why I eat salad.
I only go to Chili's if Cooper Matthews' parents are involved.
Dude, go there any day.
They practically own the franchise down over by Target. I swear to God, dog, they're there all the time.
They live there.
They did. They were given the bar of Chili's. When they replaced the bar, they gave the old bar. Remember? They gave the old bar to the Matthews. Just to have. You can have it. And they kept it for a while. It was had the chili logo all around the side of a big wooden bar.
Fucking earn that, bro.
Yeah. And then it was on the side of the road for a while for sale for $80.
For quite a while.
Yeah, they practically own it, Chili's, man. Dude, you know what I was thinking about, Dan? Is a train derailed over by your old work, bro. Down a little bit further down that train. An Ayer train derailed today.
Really?
Yeah,
What's with all these train derailments?
Pull it up.
Yeah, didn't something
Do you have the HDMI connected? It's on the floor now, so it's a little bit easier to yank it. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a cargo train, and it was, when I looked it up, the first thing that it said was, this train was not carrying hazardous material. Literally was the title of the article. It was something like that. It was something with trash and recyclables or something. But when they said it, the same people that said that it wasn't hazardous materials in the article, they said trash and recycle. It says trash and recycling in parentheses.
So is it trash and recycling train?
Yeah, what does that mean? Why is it in parentheses? If it's a trash and recycling train, isn't it a trash and recycling train? Why are you putting it quote unquote? You know.
Right, let's just go with some random shit.
Fox News. What was the headline, Franco?
Alright, so this one's from today. Ayer, Massachusetts train derailment. CSX says no injuries, no hazardous materials involved.
Dude, this is within the hour, man. We're getting fresh news.
Hey. Breaking news. 5
cars attached to a freight train moving through Ayer, Massachusetts derailed Thursday, but no toxins or chemicals were involved. See, they're really...
hammering it down.
Really hammering it to you to make sure you...
Ohio or whatever?
Yeah. But I also feel why are they being so... Oh, this shit's worky now, huh?
Is that being recorded? You can see, the screen's recording? Oh, no.
No, the screen's not recording. I mean, maybe someday.
I'd say that'd be kind of cool.
It'd be kind of hard to edit a whole hour of screen recording, though. I usually just go back and get our snippets, you know?
Yeah.
How many
cards? What'd you say?
How many cards?
I think it was 11 or something. What did they say?
That picture.
The Ayer Fire Department responded to the scene shortly after 11:30 a.m. along with members of the Ayer Police Department. This doesn't look like it's not like an MBTA, obviously. When crews arrived, they found 5 cars had derailed from the train line, and they both shared by.
You can read that?
Yeah, you can't read that.
No, I have an eye appointment in July.
Let me know what you're seeing, because I
The fire department. The fire department said in a press release that train dispatch was notified about the derailment and confirmed the cars did not obtain hazardous materials.
Yeah,
CSX Railroad. Yeah, you guys are taking like a picture book.
That's what I
We're
was
looking at the picture, can't read the shit. CSX Railroad personnel on the scene confirmed that the sealed cars were carrying trash and recycling materials through containment booms. Were deployed in what the fuck?
Containment booms were deployed in nearby water as precaution.
What's a boom? What's a containment boom?
Oh,
Boom, boom.
Chat GBT that shit.
And that'd be crazy to witness.
Right?
Just like walking your dog and
Did I take this mouse away
train derails.
There was no reported injuries to the crew, no hazardous material. What was that bottom thing saying?
New daily.
I was just saying that's what I could read.
Yeah. Was it Amazon?
I think so. It has that little
Why is it a red?
I don't know.
Yeah, so no hazardous materials. But like, what are they deploying in the water though?
So it's a containment boom is a temporary floating barrier used to contain oil spill. So it's basically just trying to keep it all in one spot. Hold on, I got pictures. Yeah.
Damn, yo, Franco in the cut, man.
Yeah, but like
these things. I've seen these things. They look like stuff that they used to industrial
fishing. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Very similar, and it's just like a little bit like tighter net where it's gonna let less shit through. You know.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. When my dad said that, I was like, oh fuck, they got us.
Well, dude,
it
does show like all the train regulation and shit like that had an effect, like a system wide. You know what I mean?
Well, they need to do something. All these trains keep falling over.
Right. Well, apparently they like lessened regulation more and more over time, and it's like now we're seeing the result across the country.
Interesting.
I was thinking about it the other day when I was looking at a train. Like, how long do you think it is till trains are irrelevant?
Bro, as soon as we get these drones popping, bye trains.
I don't know how irrelevant they'll get though, because they also have like these like speed trains now. They get you faster anywhere than anything else can get you. So it's like
that's so true. They're talking about. Well, they're talking about putting it on the West Coast and the East Coast.
I guess
so. Like go from Boston to Florida,
the trains we know,
crazy.
Right? In like 6 hours.
Yeah,
that's like
3 hours.
That's
and they could do it faster than a flight. That'd be wild.
What's
way
Musk's
faster.
company?
I think. What'd you say?
What's his company that's doing this shit? Musk's.
Which one? I mean, he's
the
got
one that's digging on the ground.
Boring company. The boring company.
Yeah, that company. That's the one that's gonna do some shit like that.
Well, they're not doing anything right now. They're actually like scaling back significantly just because he's spending so much time and money on Twitter.
Yeah.
You had to lay low for a while. Duck the indictments, duck the lists that are coming out on Twitter.
With the fluctuations of the Tesla stock, his net worth went from the $444 billion that it was down to like a $50 billion mark. So that fluctuation, it's kind of crazy. Like obviously, $50 billion is still a crazy amount of money, but like even rich people, like especially if you're an entrepreneur with a large amount of your net worth in stock. Like, that shit's going to take a dive quick, and it can be based off of people's expectations and how they feel about you, not necessarily how your company's performing.
Yeah. Does Twitter own Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No,
Twitter,
Twitter's
Meta.
Owned by Elon Musk and
Meta owns Instagram and Facebook.
Owned by fucking...
Zuckerberg,
yeah.
Yeah, a little schmuck.
MMA guy.
Yeah, right? What is that? You see him like boxing with Volkanovski?
Yeah, he like a metaverse boxed Volkanovski.
Stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It was so stupid, yeah.
Yeah, they were like in haptic feedback suits, and they were all just like
the graphics aren't even
choreographed
good,
a fight for Zuckerberg to look cool.
Man. Yeah, the graphics on that stuff sucks.
Dude, a little while ago it was a big deal that they got legs.
Yeah,
the animation has legs now.
I'm glad you brought this up because I got beef with the new Meta commercial. They so they do all this shit, metaverse. It's not just the at home universe. You can use it. Firefighters can use it. You can use it in the hospital. You can use it in the classroom, and the kids can go see woolly mammoths. Bitch, watch a Forrest Gump fucking podcast, motherfucker. These things are about to exist in real life. Talking about gonna go see it in the metaverse.
What do you mean?
You can go to Siberia. Remember? They're making the woolly mammoth.
Well, we figured out that it was something like different.
They've genetically modified it to be a woolly mammoth. They had woolly mammoth
just
DNA.
Mixing them.
No. They had woolly mammoth DNA, and then they filled in the spaces with its closest living ancestor.
And they some Jurassic Park?
Yes,
pretty much.
Jurassic Park. It exists in real life. They're doing
what?
it. They're releasing They're planning to release a woolly mammoth within 2023 to 2024 in Siberia, bro. On God, it's real information.
Why? Like,
they got a
That's
website.
a .org. It's a .org.
Woolly mammoth revival.
I fucking told you. What am I? I don't cap. And that's a thylacine. That's a thylacine. I told you they're bringing that shit back too.
Yeah, no, but in
don't get me on my zoologist shit, bro. I like animals.
Why
bro.
are they doing?
Yo, look at this. Look at this.
Like,
Organized the first public meeting to de-extinct. To bring together scientists across the globe to revive lost species.
In 2013,
dude.
it says.
Literally Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Are we gonna
like,
learn
we saw how that played out.
Jurassic Park, I'm talking AI. Like, are we gonna learn?
Right, we saw The
any of
Matrix.
these
We saw Ex Machina.
Like
bro.
Ben said, I don't give a fuck. This shit's so cool.
So
that I
fucking
couldn't
cool,
care
bro.
less, bro. I want to see it.
I'm along for the ride, most
Dude,
definitely.
Can you scroll? Oh, I got the mouse.
Mm.
We're cool. We're advanced.
You get one
What's this shit say? What else are they bringing back?
You can't get one of them. Is that what you just said? That'd be sick as fuck.
Just
exotic pets.
We walk down 5 feet to Dan's crib down the street at Hannigan Court. He's got a fucking woolly
bro,
mammoth
dead
in the
ass.
backyard just
bro,
chilling.
the next Mike Tyson's gonna be looking like a fucking ice age.
We can't go over his house anymore. He's got a pet thylacine ready to fucking gnaw your nuts off.
I'm immediately thinking of Alan with the giraffe, with Dan transporting a woolly mammoth, just like that's like
in the hangar.
Yeah.
It's like that dude when they're driving and he goes, "My good." Yep. And then he swerves. He almost gets smashed by a tractor trailer. You should have seen your face. It's
a classic.
It's one of the best parts of any movie.
Dude, they don't make comedies like that.
We are proud to have helped lay the foundation for the woolly mammoth revival over the past 9 years. We look forward to sharing our knowledge and support with the Haunt. Franco, can you give me woolly mammoth?
That's all you got.
If there's more beer in the fridge, I can get you guys. There's a 12 pack.
I don't need any more. He's just, I guess,
Woolly mammoth what?
Woolly mammoth forest go on.
How many ounces?
And try to find like an article or something, because we can't probably get copyrighted if we play his stuff. This guy went on Joe Rogan. He's like a forefront zoologist, and he goes out and does all these places, like goes to places to find previously thought extinct animals, like the thylacine, giant sloth. Like all these different kind of caiman, which is like an alligator.
Yeah, I want a flying squirrel.
Yeah, sugar glider. We've talked about these.
I've seen a flying squirrel.
Yep. Sure. Well, sugar glider's a little bit different, but they're like more domesticated. People actually have them as pets, and they're way cuter. They're all furry and shit. We talked about those with Ben too when we were talking about animals and shit.
Yeah, I saw a flying squirrel one time and it scared the heck out of me.
So the only thing that I find is an article reviewing Joe Rogan's reaction to finding out.
Man, but it happened. He talks about it, and like this organization, or an organization like this, is like planning to release it into Siberia.
Yeah, I actually think it is this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, bro.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, man. We'll have it within the next year. So that's why I got beef with Meta, because they were like, you can go to the metaverse to see the mammoth when you could literally go see it in real life in 1 year.
How can firefighters use the metaverse?
They had screens where it was telling you where the people were and stuff like
cool,
that.
I guess, but
and
still,
like nurses can use it to like have scans with like glasses and like.
Isn't that a completely different application? I thought it was VR. I thought it was gonna like take them somewhere, maybe like training or something.
Yeah. Well, they have headsets, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess it's like a little, it's like a manipulation.
It's like Google Glass type.
I met a dude that.
Yeah, they had like a firefighter's glass, and the teacher had like,
Google Glass just got recalled for the second time. They canceled that shit.
What was it?
Google Glass. They just canceled it for the second time. Well, they re-released it, trying to be like new and improved. Who knows?
What about those Snapchat glasses or something like that? Remember that? Like, a bit ago, wasn't that a thing?
No, they had. I don't know. Bose had glasses. They're like they come this way and they have like a speaker like right here.
That's pretty cool.
Like they listen to, like, you can listen to music and shit.
I met this dude in Florida when I was working at the golf course, and he said that he creates the software for like military to do like the training. It's like virtual reality, and they like go in with like guns in their hand, and they're like doing like the training of like
that's
situations.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like virtual reality exactly. I can't remember. But like what he was saying he did, I was like, dude, I almost want to just like do that for fun. Like it sounded like just training. Like,
there's
literally, but you're like,
dude, that's a
there's an
genius
esports
idea.
league where they're all in VR and they got guns and they're running around in this open field and they're all like leaning up against barriers because in the VR
you can see the stuff.
I'll look it up.
Bro, it's like the sickest shit. If you did this with like paintball guns or some shit like that, or some form of like Nerf-ish pellets or something. Oh my god, that would be so fun. I'd spend hundreds of dollars to go do that. That sounds so sick. I
would do that.
Just like my cousin would take me to like these sick laser tag places. And like he brought me like once or twice and we would go and they had like these big obstacle, like it was like huge going up, down, like 3 levels and like it was just sick laser tag. Imagine that with VR and everything seems real.
Do you remember freaking what was that trampoline place called that was like popping for a bit?
Apex?
No, it was before that.
Oh!
Sky Zone! I just thought that for some reason. Remember how hyped that was?
I never got there.
What?
I never.
Dude,
yeah.
I remember that was like the thing for a
my
bit.
fault.
Does that place even
I keep
exist?
thinking it's controlling the TV.
There's a new trampoline park by the mall.
There is?
Like where Toys R Us was.
That's a trampoline park now?
Yo, but Pete, it's like laser tag on steroids.
What?
It looks like they're filming
They have full-blown competitions.
Honestly, I was gonna say, dude, what?
But that's what they see.
What the fuck?
That I want to do that.
That's wild.
And then that's what reality is.
Dude, this looks like Apex Legends.
Yeah, that's what I was immediately thinking of. Itching his head.
Well, and dude, I like the idea of VR that has like a mapped space so you can move around in 3D space instead of just like standing still in your room moving a joystick.
So we got like that freaking I don't know, like the Oculus Rift thing, like 2 years ago for Christmas, and I was like honestly pissed because I was like, "What are we doing, guys?" I was like, "I don't want us to freaking become these like Dawson at least to become this like virtual reality nerd that's just
veggie
that's just sitting there like all day with those things,
fried like a fucking piece of broccoli, just sitting there with that headset on."
The coolest thing on that thing, or the coolest game that I played was golf.
Really?
You're literally like you have the things and you're just like on the course. Dude, it was so sick.
I did, my boy Troy had Star Wars on his.
That's cool.
That was sick. Okay, it was, cool. But it hurts your fucking eyes, bro. I swear to God,
this is crazy.
This shit's crazy,
They
bro.
just blew up a wall.
Yeah,
how do you do
and then
that?
it looks
the
like
wall
that
was never there in the first place.
How do you even do that?
Well, no, the wall was never. It's literally an open warehouse. You know what I mean? The floor's open, and all of these barriers in front of them are simply digital.
So it's all virtual, but you can't shoot through them. You can't that's cool. That's cool. Okay, I thought
literally
you
like
had stuff that was like in the glasses. It's programmed in the same spot that like you could lean.
Right.
I get.
No, but I'd imagine they got like different maps and shit.
Yeah,
you know, like
endless possibilities.
Right, bro. It's literally laser tag on steroids. This is what we're gonna be bringing our kids to in the future. Not Roll On America.
Yeah, like medieval world.
Roll On America.
I was going to bring that up when you were talking earlier. I thought you were talking about Roll On.
Bro, that was the place. That was literally the place.
Yeah, dude. Back in like 5th grade, I'd go there and try to bag some
Same
bitches,
here. I was
bro.
just gonna say,
fuck,
bro.
I'm going there to get some girls.
Dude.
That's what's up. You go there, you win some tokens. You're the fucking man, bro.
Dude, what the heck?
Not at home with no VR, like a piece of fucking zucchini. What am I? That's no veggie.
Zucchini.
Yeah, you're a steamed piece of fucking zucchini after you play that Star Wars game.
That's what I was immediately thinking of.
Dude, you play that thing for like 35 fucking minutes, and you're stuck in it.
That's what's crazy about it, dude. You're literally sitting in the same fucking spot. And
you
you're like moving around
a
joystick. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Might as well play Xbox.
I have a video of my boy Troy doing it.
Moving around?
Just standing up, throwing hands with it.
It's like the Wii bat. I forget what it was on Wii Sports Resort.
What do we got here? Is this
fencing, man.
1 hour of space travel coming up? That's what the next YouTube thing was?
Who knows, bro? It's an ad. It's an ad.
Oh, it's an ad.
Yeah.
No.
Press next.
Definitely, yeah.
But, I saw this thing that was, they were talking about how there's new AI platforms that are coming out since AI isn't regulated that are basically marketed as an AI girlfriend. And, and wait. So these people were going nuts because they updated their girlfriend. And it had a new speech pattern, and it was completely different. There was flaws in the code before. So, like, they just patched it. you know, but it interacted differently. So these people like protested online. You know, like they're literally like going crazy, like ordering them to bring their spouse
that's not my
back.
Girlfriend, bro. That's not my girl, yo. Bring my girl back. You sucked her into the metaverse, yo. Where my girl go?
Video, I guess with AI now.
That ass ain't hitting the same no more. What'd you do? You wrote it in the code wrong.
I think I saw this on Barstool, and I'm not sure. This is like so messed up. With AI, you can like take like, say if there was like a girl like that you like that you're like your friends.
Oh, you just put a picture.
Yeah, and they can
deepfake it.
They can deepfake a porno with them, and a kid did that with like some girls that he was friends
streamers,
with, and they found out about it or something. And I'm like, bro, that's like pretty messed up. Like,
dude, it's crazy. It was like a deep fake website that they do it with like popular streamers, and there was like a streamer who was live streaming.
Yes.
And then like he opened the browser and it went on it, and he was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But then they actually ended up suing him for like the girl who was.
I would. I'd be like, bro, what? Like that's not
for real.
That's
Because like
pull it up on Instagram.
in a porno, like the people being filmed are agreeing
it's not
to
just
be.
Pulling up a pic and being
that's not just pulling up a picture and just being.
That's
like you just made like a whole porn
video. You're seeing the action. Like, that is like. That's bad.
People go to jail for the first, and then you should go to like fucking concentration camp for the second, bro. That's fucked.
When I heard about that, I was like, that can't be real. I was like, that's so bad. Like, I didn't even know it was a thing.
So funny.
I was like,
did you see on Twitter a little while ago, there was a deep fake of someone made Joe Biden calling for a draft. So, like, he was like, anyone 21 years to 25, you will be summoned in front of the country, and if you're not, you'll be prosecuted or something like that. And it caused an outrage because it was so close to being real, you know?
Did you see the...
Well, it was exclusive Twitter.
I didn't see it either.
They would have downgraded as disinformation.
The Donald Trump
that's what I was just gonna... And I was really like, bro...
Donald Trump got arrested, like, thrown
down on the ground. Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like,
he actually got arrested? I heard him say that he was...
I don't know. It was a video.
They're all AI fakes.
Fakes of him running from the cops. Him getting tackled. Like, dude, it looked so real. I was really like... This happened?
They were the best AI pictures I've seen so far.
Yeah, it was wild. That's what scares me, though, is because, like, in the future, bro, there's going to be some deep fakes that you will not be able to tell the difference. And you're going to be like, oh, crap. Like,
bro, imagine, bro, I'm thinking about it. Your, like, own friends or family make deep fakes and, like, convince you that, like, your wife or someone is, like, cheating or whatever.
Is there a movie about deep fakes yet?
No, that'd be a great,
that'd be a great concept.
I mean, there's, like, shapeshifters, but I don't think anyone saw that shit coming,
Black Mirror hasn't touched it yet?
I've never seen Black Mirror.
They've never touched the concept.
You should watch it. If you like this shit,
I've seen like 2 episodes of it, but I've never like watched it.
If you like this shit, it's really good. It's worth watching. Yeah. Like they had to during COVID, so they had another season coming, and they had to pull it back because it was getting too close to reality during COVID. So they were scared that people were gonna have some sort of like I don't know reaction to it. Yeah, bro.
Oh, you should have a reaction to it.
Yeah.
These people are predicting the future.
When COVID, like, first happened, I don't know where we were, if we were at, like, Cooper's or somewhere, but we freaking threw on that, one of the movies about, like, maybe it was called, like, freaking virus. Like, I don't freaking know. It was about some sort of, like, virus that, like, spread throughout the world. And I think it was, like, Jason was like, yeah, we need to turn this off. He was like, I can't watch this right now because COVID was just happening. And it was just like too like hitting home. He was like, dude.
World War Z, man.
Oh, I just watched it the other
Contagion.
Day.
Yeah, dude, I watched the video at the beginning of COVID where like this dude like fucking like started like he like threw up all over like a cashier and like the cashier like gate thing and then like fell on the ground, started seizing, and then like got up and started like being wild. And like that was at the beginning of COVID and I was like, oh fuck, bro. Like I got scared as fuck. But then I also, during COVID, saw, like, the same thing happen, minus, like, the seizure shit. Some guy walked into fucking the gas station, the Tassico, whatever it is now, over in Wyoming. Yeah, the one that you built. Yeah. And we went down there. I walked in, and the line was, like, right to where the door was.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, walk in, I look to the right. The homie's working the cashier, the stepdad is working the cashier. He also worked at the Gulf Station. The girl we went to high school with, stepdad. He works the front. He works like the cashier at the fucking Gulf Station and this one. He does like both. And like when I saw him at both, I was like, "What the fuck? You work both gas stations in our town?" There's been like 2 or 3 of them. Like that's crazy.
Is this the deep fake of Trump getting Pummel?
This is crazy if it is, dude. It was so like I watched it and I was like, no way. I'm like, I would.
Oh, hold on. Before we start, fucking, I walk in, I open the door, and some guy just like, let me get, and just like throws up all over the cashier and all over like everywhere, and he's like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, are you serious? And the guy's like stumbling around, like just hammered his fucking.
Oh my
I opened the door, saw it happen, and turned around to walk out, and the door was still shutting. And I didn't even touch the handle or anything. It was the beginning of COVID. And I just walked like right out, like didn't touch anything. Like it was the craziest thing. Went to the Gulf station instead. Like I was just so fucking grossed out. I had to go somewhere else.
Dude, when I was in Florida, I went to a Wawa. There's like so many homeless people like in Orlando, just like everywhere you go. And I was like, I try to be like nice and do some nice things, but there was freaking this one dude, and I like pull up to the Wawa, and I get out of my car, and I can just hear like someone burping, like, and I like look over, and there's like a little patch of grass, and this guy's just laying on his back, and he's just like burping, and then he gets up, and just like throws up, and just like lays back down, and I'm just like looking, and I'm like, there's like no way this is happening right now.
How about the kid at the Fendi concert, bro? There was this kid off a perk at the Fendi concert.
Yeah, he was slumped.
And he was in the back right while music is blaring. Like music out of giant amplifiers playing. And this kid's in the back just slumped.
Oh my
and previously, Clancy saw him in the bathroom.
Oh, what's his name? Jacob?
Yeah. He was there, and he saw him in the bathroom. This kid was like, I'm off a perk and a dab pen right now. And he fell asleep. And he fell asleep at the concert. One of my biggest regrets in like top 5 is not doing an interview with that kid while he was sleeping.
Bro, me and Chad were about to go over there, and
I was like,
woke up.
I was like, Chad, you have to do it. It'd be so much fun. Sorry, I'm not trying to move it. Stuck on my leg. I was like, you have to go over there. It'd be so much funnier if you did this than me. Like, you would put on a show, man. And he wouldn't do it. And then so by the time I was like, all right, I'll just do it, I turned around, he was gone, vanished into the shadows.
Dude.
I don't know what's good.
Soul sucked into the realm. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to play the video.
It's glitching out my whole laptop.
Nothing's working on your laptop?
No.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Look at how real that looks, bro.
There's a video, though.
Wait, so I was going to say, is it just images?
No, there was a video that I saw that he was moving. Like, he was...
Well, now you put the pictures on the big screen, I can kind of criticize them a little bit. That was it?
No, it's just having trouble loading.
There was literally a video that I saw that he was running and getting like...
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find it on Twitter.
Because
it was so like, weird. I was like, this happened?
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. I can't
on a
see
phone,
it, like...
it's a little bit different to look at, too. You can't, like, it's harder to criticize. On this computer monitor, it's a little bit easier to see, like, the deep fake photos look a little bit like wishy-washy. Yeah.
I'll find the video. Don't worry.
What is this? What the fuck is going on? Like a shark attack? Jesus Christ.
Cooper. When Braden and Cooper visited me in Florida, we were at freaking Cocoa Beach, and then someone brought up shark attacks.
Cooper told them.
Yeah, and then Cooper just like looks it up though after they flew home. And then something popped up about it, and it said like Cocoa Beach was like the top 3 like hot shark attack zones of like America or something.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we were just.
I thought you were gonna talk about Cooper has a scar in the back of his head that like reaches from like the bottom of his neck to the like 90 degrees to over here, and he grows his hair out.
Yeah,
you can't really see it.
You can't see it. Yeah.
But when you can see it, people will ask him.
Like I was like, oh, you just got nailed.
When people fucking ask him, he'll tell them that he got bit by a shark.
Yeah.
And people will believe him.
Dude, my uncle Ryan, I don't know if you know him, he had a scar on his head, and when we were growing up as kids, we'd always ask him like what it was, and he told us as kids that he was in a shark attack, and that my grampy swam out and punched the shark and swam him back to shore. And I was telling like all my friends, like I was like, yeah, my uncle got in the shark attack, and then I got to like middle school or whatever. Like I got to a certain age where I like brought it up, and he was like, yeah, that never happened.
Your Uncle Derek has a mole on his face.
Yeah.
And he would come over my house, and
you know he's in prison?
No, I did not know that.
I love you, Uncle Derek.
Stay strong.
Free D-Roy.
Stay strong in the clink.
I gotta go visit him. No, yeah, he's in prison for a year.
Anyways,
he watched.
What?
That woman just had a child?
On the elevator.
Wait, what?
What is going on this website?
Bro, I'm gonna pause this. Jesus Christ.
No, your Uncle Derek used to come over and get a mole on his face, and I had this Shrek soap, and I was like, oh, you got some shit on you got schmeg on your face, and I use my Shrek soap, get it off.
So that thing's still on there. That thing's...
Yeah.
Things with them in the clean right now.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing about prison?
Things doing time as well.
It was the Dementos. No,
it's doing separate time.
He gets out and the mole's still in prison.
It's got a separate prison sentence. Gets out before he does, they have to remove it.
I have to go visit him because, like, I just got home. He's only been in there for like
Tell him I said stay strong. We're going to go to Jay at the sponsor, take a quick break.
You say we're going to go to jail and visit D-Roy.
Our sponsor for PTP is Flippin Ships. Flippin Ships was founded by CEO Jason Reynolds during late quarantine, and Jason is in the business of providing you with entertainment. Whether you're looking for a restored boat in great condition you can take on the lakes, or if you're interested in watching the process go down, Jason's got it all. His TikToks show the process in an entertaining way for all ages, but check out his YouTube videos because they show every detail of the flip. Check him out on TikTok and YouTube for some at-home or on-the-go entertainment. His handle is Flippin Ships. That's flipping without the G, ships. And be on the lookout for these flip ships soon on Facebook and Instagram. Make a free D-Roy.
Oh, dude,
advertisement for the podcast.
His truck is parked at Powell's, and we had to, after we shoveled like the Target Plaza the other day for the storm, which that was like a freaking 2-day thing. That sucked. But we had to like clean off all the trucks at Powell's, and his truck's just parked there since like he's in prison. And me and Dawson walk up, and I'm like, should we clean off Uncle Derek's truck? And Dawson's like, maybe out of respect. And then I was like, no. I was like, let's leave it. That's not going anywhere. Then we wrote like free D-Roy in the snow like on it. But I was just like, dude, I'm like, I can't believe he's actually freaking in prison. Like,
that's wild. My dad mentioned something about it.
Yeah.
I think. But, dude, speaking of which, my dad also mentioned he called me today when me and Dan were hanging earlier. There's some shit going on at No Town Reservoir. You know that reservoir at the top of Oak Hill where you get off the highway?
Yeah.
That reservoir, there was like 100 cops there and like boats in the water, like searching for like some person apparently.
What?
We looked it up, like a canoe was turned over. I don't know. Can you look this up? No Town Reservoir is the name of it. It's because it goes between like 3 towns. It's right there. Yeah.
I
just be careful with the phone.
the wire and the phone.
Also, double check the camera angle. Make sure that I'm in it.
No Town?
No Town Reservoir.
N-O-T.
Oh yeah, you're in it.
W-N. So
you're
all one word.
Yeah, No Town. N-O-T-O-N-W.
Where is it again? I forget.
T-O-W-N. Yeah.
It's right here?
Yep, right here.
Okay.
That door right there. Lights are on the right.
Alright. It's pretty bright in here, so.
Okay.
2-hour search for... Oh, I'm going to bring it over. You tell me which one looks best.
Most recent one.
Most
1 hour ago.
No missing canoeer?
Yeah, okay. They haven't found anybody yet?
It's probably not good.
Or it's maybe just a canoe. What's this headline, Franco?
Alright, so this one's from fucking... today.
Yeah.
No missing... Oh, Jesus, fuck.
These ads are killing us right now. Jeez.
It's not going to let us read
Alright,
it.
then go to a different one. Fuck this one. Send on Enterprise, you can lick my underballs.
My daisies.
Yeah.
Leominster champion.
Alright, hopefully they don't require a subscription. What's the headline?
Alright. 2-hour search at No Town Reservoir wraps up with no signs of missing canoeist.
Interesting. After nearly 2 hours of looking Thursday afternoon, authorities have wrapped up. He's washing his hands after he pisses. Okay, you ain't got no clean dick. After nearly 2 hours of looking Thursday afternoon, authorities have wrapped up a search for a possible missing canoeist at No Town Reservoir. Crews set up a search in an area at the junction on Route 2 eastbound down Palmer Road for what was reported to be a missing person, a person in a capsized canoe in the water. Dive teams and 3 boats were brought in for the searches, which included crews from several communities and the Massachusetts State Police. The right lane of Route 2 eastbound was closed. God damn, bro. Imagine the traffic up there. Dude.
That's all you gotta say.
God damn. You gotta think about that when you're canoeing, and you're just gonna fuck up the traffic if you just
gonna leave your boat.
People gotta get to work.
If you're just gonna, these guys gotta get home, they gotta get to to, from. Man, this motherfucker that could have died fucked traffic up big time.
I hate when people mess traffic up.
That's what I'm saying.
Every time I'm in traffic,
Come on.
I'm like, who caused this?
Yeah.
Like, who did this?
Yeah. Seriously, we good?
Yeah.
All right, get in here. Get your fingers out of it. You're
I was just checking, like...
Yeah.
Just
checking the focus.
There's a little...
The search wrapped up around 2:15 with nothing. Dude, my dad called me because he thought I was dead.
You thought you were the canoeist?
Yeah, he thought I was the person missing. He didn't know anything about no canoe.
You having the experience of the... Oh, I was like...
Yeah. You don't know nothing about no canoe, but... It was not immediately clear how the canoe ended up in the water. What are these pictures right here? I got a mouse.
With your weed in Florida, I literally like threw it out because I
threw his weed away.
No, he left, and I don't smoke that much anymore. Like it's very like occasional.
You didn't know what to do with it, so you.
Well, no, I didn't have anything to smoke out of either, and I was like, I'm not gonna smoke this, and I was like, I don't know, like it was only like a little nug, like
it's
like
a
little
sin.
bit. I know. Well,
on scene. Where the dive teams were searching Notown Reservoir after finding partially submerged canoe. That's it. That's all I got. No real person, just the canoe.
That's fucked.
Did they check the canoe for the person?
I'd imagine. I hope so.
Dude, have any of you guys seen Yellowstone?
What do you mean?
No.
The show? I haven't.
All right, then I won't even get into it. But just great show. Highly recommend it. This is making me think of a scene from it. Which is like crazy.
Motherfucker's dying in the lake.
No,
dumped
crazy.
in the lake.
It's just if you watch it, you'll know him. You'll be like,
I've heard good reviews about it.
Dude, I put it off forever, and everyone was telling me to watch it.
Their canoe on the highway.
That's what I was
honestly
thinking.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or their canoe just floated away from wherever they live. You know, they were on there and they were just trying to.
They put it in the water.
You know, like when you're trying to get on the canoe and it's like, it's like you're trying to get on, you're like, oh fuck, like the fucking, it's getting away. It's like slipping away. It's like going further away than your leg can get. And you're like going away.
Flipped it and they're like, fuck
it. Like, oh fuck, I'm not getting in this water. It's fucking cold.
When I went on I don't know what that pond is. It's a pond in Littleton. But it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I went on the pond with Jason and Caitlin.
The boat was sinking.
The boat was floating away when Jason first put it in. So me and Jason had fishing poles and we were casting like from a distance, trying to hook the boat and like pull it back in.
Flip
it was just so funny, bro. It was awesome.
Shout out Jay.
Birdman.
No, he was. We went on. I was with him on his first boat, like on the water. We went and we were driving. We skipped school. And we were driving with the boat on top of his car.
Oh, I remember.
And like there was a cop following us, and we drove, and like we got to Maddie's aunt's house. We dumped the boat in the water, got in there, and it was filling up with water, like from the bottom. Yeah, we had to flex seal it up.
Honestly, that's probably the boat I bought from Jason for like. I bought a boat and a motor from Jason for like $100. And like the first time I put it in the water, we were all like Jason and someone else. And me and someone, I don't know if you were there. We went on.
I had a picture. You guys shaking hands.
Yeah, dude. We went on Lake Whalen. No, we went on Lake Whalen.
Dan's got the contract. Right,
I have the pictures still, dude. It's just us shaking hands. But the first time I put it in the water, Jason's like, "Yeah, you might like some water might get into it. Like you might need to patch it." First time I put it, like the boat in, like the water's just coming up. I'm like, bro.
Remember I had the boat on my lake for a while. I had my brown boat with. The motor.
Yeah.
Dude, it was just a pain in the balls, man. You gotta go out there and get a bucket and like dump this thing out every time it rains. You gotta fucking clean it out, and then like you know. When you get it in there, it starts capsizing, and you fucking you ran out of gas. Like I took Morrow and like Ayer out to the island or something like that, and
Jacob
we got
Morrow. You don't know him?
You don't know Jacob Morrow?
No. It sounds familiar.
He's an old pal.
Yeah, old pal.
We went to Lunenburg.
Morrow card.
I'm sure if I saw him, I'd remember him.
Good guy.
He was a good kid, yeah.
We went out to the island and fucking got stuck like halfway through. Like we ran out of gas and had to fucking
paddle.
We had a whole boat full of shit. Coolers, tent, all our backpacks, food. Yeah. Had to like throw back.
Your birthday.
Dude, there better not be a dead person in this fucking reservoir, dog. Because I'm pretty sure this is drinking water for Fitchburg, Leominster shit.
That's why.
I mean, like, I got a Brita filter. but like I don't know if that shit does like rotting flesh.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think this is weird? I
don't know.
No, like this is like it's relating to this, not relating.
I
to this.
read the manual.
But you're talking about like, dude.
I changed the filter like a week ago.
what is it called when you get your body burned when you died? Cremated. So like one of my freaking dad's friends was talking about how his like cousins, whoever got cremated, and they took some of the ashes and got a tattoo with it in it. That's weird to me. I'm like, what? Like, and some of them ate some of it.
I was about to say, there's a My Strange Addiction where fuckers eat
they some put some in their beer, some ate a bit. They were like, and then he's like, yeah, some of them got tattoos with it, and I was like, dude, this is like, I'm like, you don't think that's weird? And he was like, no, and I was like,
I think that's fucking
weird.
The tattoo's not
as weird, but he said
because like if you go like they put it in the ink and it becomes nothing, and it's just like a part of you, a part of them is a part of you,
I can see
with
that.
the part of the tattoo as well, kind of thing. It's like all one meaningful thing. But with the fucking eating and drinking it, what is this shit?
No, he said, some of them like.
It's like when they get in the KFC and fucking grown-ups
He's like, I'm still gonna eat it. I love that, bro. I love that movie.
What that's like.
That's another movie that was filmed, part of it in Massachusetts and grown-ups too. That's why stuff happens around here. I'm like, bro,
speaking of which, Donnie's gotta, you gotta drop that, man. Drop the bomb.
Well, I mean, it's not. It technically is like
it's not set in stone. It sounded like it was.
Well, yeah, because I got hired to work a Matt Damon and Ben Affleck shoot in Boston this weekend. Just as a production assistant, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just nervous because I'm like, I get nervous talking about stuff because I'm like, oh, what if you talk about it and then it gets taken away?
Yeah. But
the
guy
said
now you have the opportunity.
He said I was hired. He was like, you're hired for the day. So
that's sick, man. Was it through connection with your school?
One of my teachers, a kid that went to my school.
Here, right?
Yeah, he was from he was from New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
His Grammy though, which is weird, lived in Lunenburg.
Some kid from Lunenburg worked on Stranger Things though, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you know him? Because I was like,
I don't know. No, it's not someone we know. Someone older than us, like graduated much older than us.
I was like, I don't know if I know him.
They worked on like Stranger Things and a couple other Netflix films. They're like
who is this?
Special. I don't know. I forget their name.
Special effects.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like
that's totally. Yeah, I would say that's. I don't know if he could get me connections because that's like post production. That's like. Everything with me is like production.
Yeah.
But the kid was just graduated from Full Sail like 4 years ago. My teacher got me in touch with him because he messaged my teacher. They went to school together. It was like the teacher that got me in touch with him. It was his first year teaching at Full Sail, and he graduated from Full Sail like 5 years ago. And the kid texted him. He's like, "Do you have any kids moving up to like the Massachusetts area?" He's like, "We need like production assistants up here." And then like he told me because he knew I wanted to go back home. And then I've been in touch with him for like probably like 5 months now.
Oh yeah.
And then the kid, I like told him I was back, and then like we were texting a bit. He didn't respond to me for like a week, and then he just was like, "Yo, I just threw your name out there, so you might be getting a text." Didn't know what the movie was or anything. Then I get a text being like, "Are you available this day? Like, what's your availability?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll be there." And they're like, "All right, we'll hire you." So like as of right now, like I'm hired for it, and you get the call sheet the day before, so that's why I get nervous because like I don't have that like solid like paper of like you're on it. But Saturday I should get it, so it's like if I don't get it, I'm gonna be like, but then I still won't.
So shooting on Sunday?
Yeah, it's an overnight shoot too. So.
Dude, I'm pulling up to go like just chill around Boston. If I have the day off Sunday, me and Dan.
They're filming a car chase scene. Oh, I probably don't even know if I'm allowed to say that.
This one dropped until probably after.
I was just saying, but I just don't even know because I don't know if they're gonna have me like sign an NDA or like anything.
Who knows?
I'm probably already getting. There's someone's gonna be like, we saw the Polluted.
Already violated.
Dude, if that happens, bro, then we made it big.
The reason why I don't think
someone from a Matt Damon movie drops in the come on.
I don't think it matters because everybody knows. Like it was on the news that they're filming the Instagram.
Well, they shut down Bova Bakery. Hadn't been shut down in like 95 years. Yeah, 140 something. I forget what it was. It was some crazy.
Yeah, and someone's gonna get a video of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't think this matters. I don't know anything.
Dude,
about
it's like the
Jake Gyllenhaal
in it too.
Yeah, all the graphers know these motherfuckers are in town. Everyone chasing down an autograph. All these like paparazzi autograph people.
That's what you do now.
No, I don't do that shit anymore. I mean, I still go down. I still like go to games and go to get autographs. Yeah, man. Return of the Rat.
I don't know what that is.
That's Theo Von
signed poster.
Do you know Theo
Von? I know Theo Von. That's why I didn't know what that was. But that's why I was like,
it's his poster from his tour.
What was that like? Because that was
he was exactly like
him and Adam Sandler. You said freaking Rob Schneider was kind of a
I mean, dude, Rob Schneider, bro. You were like one of my like childhood favorite actors from fucking Benchwarmers. Benchwarmers was my favorite movie as a kid. And
I love that.
Literally, it was no lie. It was my favorite movie. And when we were getting autographs from Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider came out after. dressed, looking like straight out of the Canoeist movie. Like,
really?
Mains. That's what he looked like. He was wearing like beads and like necklaces and shit. And like, I went up and I had a baseball for him to autograph, and I was like, "Can you sign this ball for me?"
That'd be cool.
And he was signing. I was like, and right as like he started to sign, I was like, "Do you mind writing Gus Bus on it too?" Because that was his name in the movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like fucking like I literally was dropping everything on him. I was like, "Can you mind writing Gus Bus?" My favorite movie when I was a kid, bro. I literally used to watch it all the time. He bought me the DVD, and he was like, "Nah, sorry, I don't have time for that." And just handed me the ball back, and then just like there was literally nobody else asking for the autograph. The only other person who asked for the autograph, he did first. So I was the second person, and nobody else was behind me asking for anything. He just turned around and walked in.
Who was cooler, Theo Von or Adam Sandler? Because Adam Sandler, dude, I would like just.
They were both there, like very cool interactions. Because like Adam was cool, because like I said something to him before he came out to do autographs, and he was like,
"You said yeah."
I said a movie quote to him. I was like, "Oh my god, I am the winner" when I saw him, and he was like looking at me retarded, and then he looked at me again. He's like, "Oh, I got you. I know what you mean." And then he walked in. Was like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pack my shit up. Then I'll come out and sign and take pictures and stuff." And like he signed all the shit and was like talking with us, being cool. And then at the end, he was like, "Where's that nice kid at? Let's get that photo." And he came over and like did like this with me and like put his arm around me. So like that was dope.
Well, dude, to your point earlier of how like a lot of times people from Massachusetts, if they have the choice, they'll just come to Massachusetts to film. Yeah. Very similar. I'm sure when they come back down, Massachusetts.
What is he? No, where he's northeast.
He's definitely New England. I'll look it up.
I was say I know he's
lived in New Hampshire for a while, and then he moved to New York when he was in like middle school.
He went to film school in New York too.
His dad got a job. My dad knew like a lot about him. He like dropped all this information about Adam Sandler. My dad was the original person who met Adam Sandler.
What?
When he was a little bit older than us, or younger than us rather, and he was in high school, maybe just out of high school, like right before I was born. My uncle was working at SS Lobster, and somebody had dropped some news that he came into the SS Lobster, and that they overheard him that he was going to the movie theater with his sister at Cinema World.
Next thing you know, the fucking theater's sold out, bro.
Dude, this was like 1999.
That's Prime Sandler.
Like Prime Sandler. Yeah, exactly. Maybe a little bit before.
A graph from 99,
it could have even been like 97, 96. It might have been a little earlier. Like he might have still been in high school, but like old enough to drive type thing. And he went to...
Dude, I hate them, sorry. Why are these stupid Instagram accounts following
you thought a bad girl followed?
No, honestly, I don't get any followers. And every time I do, it's like, oh, like Aisha, or like, oh, like Lindsay. Like,
and it's like a brand new account. Like,
I'm like, leave me alone. Like,
don't
get my hopes up.
For the camera.
But yeah, freaking, that's, I was like, sorry.
Anyway, someone name dropped that he went to SS Lobster and he was going to see the Brady Bunch 2 movie with his sister at the Whitney Field movie theater. And my dad overheard it and went with one of his boys and like, tracked down the theater, and he said, "Oh my god, I am the winner."
And it got him?
When he found him, and it got him then. So it got him again this time, and then when he came over...
Hey, it's a foolproof formula to get a signature from Adam Sandler.
He didn't get a signature with him. He just, like, was like, oh, like, ha, 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 and said, like, he just, like...
Well, we gotta keep testing this, alright? Yeah. If we can get
my dad didn't get a picture with him, autograph, anything.
I'll dress different and just follow him.
You'll definitely get an interaction. Well, he looked at me, literally looked at me like I was retarded when I said it, and then was like... Oh, okay. He's like, yes, you are the winner, is what he said. But the Theo Von one was a little bit more of like a chill interaction, because like that's Adam Sandler, bro. It's like, oh shit, he's like mythical, you know. Yeah. But when it was like Theo, I was like, oh shit, that's Theo Von. I literally walked up with my arm reached out like this to dab him up, and he just came up and just dabbed me up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, that's cool. You know, like he was the first person too. He came out and I fucking saw him, and he came on like a blackjack, and he's like, he didn't say anything. What's going on?
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you freaks doing, bro? I'm sorry. I'm getting a little pissed, yo.
No, I'm sorry. I just got a text from the kid that got me on the shoot, and he said they just sent an email out, so make sure you get that.
Okay, well, look at the email.
So, yeah, this is this
one.
What
do you got?
Well, oh, yeah! PA's working, 326 set notes.
Yes, sir. You did it.
Hey!
Yes, sir. Let's go. I told you, bro.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. That's so crazy.
We're proud of you, bro. That's sick.
I know.
That's sick as fuck, bro.
I'll have to like read all this after. It's definitely. I'll read it after.
But
yeah, keep going.
Hey,
that's crazy.
That's documented.
I know.
Live, bro. What I tell you, the podcast is lucky.
I know.
He was like, I don't know if I want to say it when he was walking in. He's like, I don't know if I want to say it like live or anything. I was like, bro, just drop it, bro.
Totally, bro.
Like, oh, I'll work at Matt Damon set. Then like next time, everyone's like, how's the set? Like, yeah. It was good. Like I wasn't on.
No, totally. And having to look back and watch the video, like, yeah. But dude, good for you, man. Fuck yeah.
That's as fuck.
And I just asked the kid if he thinks they'll have more than one day. And he said, I'm sure they're gonna keep you on. And he said they just sent an email.
Yo, when you go, just network as much as you can. Make the best impression you can.
I just want people to like. I want to be likable and have them be like, oh yeah, okay, like Donovan. Yeah, I remember that.
What is a producer's assistant? Production assistant.
Pretty much just, dude. I could be getting coffee, I could be standing, I could be working with the actors, like being like the person that like either driving them in a van to the set, or I could be the person on the set guiding them to where they need to go, or I could just be on a street corner being like, don't let anyone pass this point.
Right, so whatever it is for efficiency.
I could be dealing with walkie-talkies, it's literally just like whatever there's no specific like what do you call
job
it?
Description.
Yeah, it's not like no specific like freaking skill you need. It's literally just like, all right, like you need to be able to like just do whatever we tell you.
Right, like just juggle.
And that's the easiest way to get on set. That's why I'm going production assistant way. And like I still want to make my own movies and stuff, but this is like I'm kind of like letting that take its time. I'm like, dude, I'm just like kind of like that might take years.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, no, and something like that you can put on your resume.
Yeah, that's what my dad was saying. He's like, dude, you're gonna, and I will probably be in the credits for this movie, which is so sick.
Yo, like, we're gonna have a fucking watch party for that
just
one,
for the
boy.
ending, dog.
Yo, bro.
It's the movie
just for the last 30 seconds.
The movie's called The Instigators. So.
The Instigator?
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't heard of it.
I think. I don't know.
Oh yeah, let me get it on that.
Yeah. That's so cool. What the heck?
Well, on a less cooler note now, when I met Theo Vaughn,
that's still wicked cool.
It was cool just because he was so personable.
I was like, he seems like the guy.
He's like, my fault, yo. I didn't know y'all was waiting out in the cold talking to my damn brother. And then, like, literally just came up to me like this. And, like, I was the first person. Just, like, I just walked up to him like I knew him. And he just was that. He's like, how you doing, man? Where you from? And he started shooting the shit with me and my uncle. And I was like, bro, I fucking love you, dog. Like, I run a podcast. He couldn't pronounce the podcast name for shit.
Polluted.
Yeah, he was like, Polluted. I was like, no, that's Polluted. And then he was like, what? I was like, PTP podcast. Check it out. And
I did find that there is another PTP podcast.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah. It's about, like, mental health security or something like that.
Call it Theo Vaughn. Look at my podcast.
Nah. And then we were like, you know, we'll
rebrand to PTP. We'll rebrand.
He was cool with all the other people and was like super personable with every single person. And then my uncle went up and was like, yo, do you mind if I get a pic too? I got them like tickets for his birthday or for Christmas. And he's like, you bought these for Christmas? God damn. And like posed for the picture, and then he's like, send me the link to the podcast, bro. Send me the link. And then he never opened it or viewed it.
Bro, imagine how crazy that must be, going from like just your Joe Schmo comedian to all of a sudden someone buying someone like for a Christmas present tickets to your show, you know? Like, that means that they're following you, they talk about you, and that person knew enough that you cared about them to buy those tickets. Yeah. You know?
Means a lot to
Theo Vaughn seems like that's what I mean. That,
like,
doesn't act like he's famous around people. Like, I feel
he acts the same person he acts
that's why I feel like I like him.
That was what was cool about him. Because, like, this kid gifted him, like, these Converses that were made out of Capri Suns.
That's cool. I think I've seen something like that
And me too, I saw him one other time, too. And he was like, I saw you talking about, like, Capri Suns. I used to suck these bitches down, like, da-da-da. And, like, Theo was like, what am I supposed to do? Drink these things? He's like, nah, you wear them. He's like, oh, all right.
Dude,
he's just, like, so Theo Vaughn.
The best type of weed is cocaine.
My favorite type of weed was cocaine.
I love the.
No, he said, dude, I haven't watched much of his stuff, and I want to watch more of it. There's
people
just
who drink Monsters are going home to punch.
Yeah,
that's my favorite one.
Dude, he says stuff that you're like, what? Like,
me and Mario laughed so hard one time where Joe Rogan was having a conversation with him about owls. He's like, yeah, I saw this owl. It was, like, coming down while I was driving down, like, my driveway to my house. And Theo's like, yeah, we had an owl at my sister's house last Thanksgiving. And Joe's like, oh, and he's like, yeah, you know, he's like, it's kind of gross, like, kind of, and he's like, oh, like, you ate it. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, I don't think you should say that. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know. He's like, He's like, you'd think there'd be a lot more meat on them, but not really. They're kind of scrawny.
I saw a video.
He's like, what the fuck? And then it gets to the point where he's like, they pull it up, they show the skeleton of the owl, they're talking about it, laughing, and then he just goes like, yeah, I don't fucking like owls. He just like stutters and just gets that one out, and we laugh so fucking hard, bro.
When he talks about Joe Rogan coming out of the ice bath, he's like, you look like one of those like turkeys that you see at the grocery store. I don't know what he says in the clip, but it's like it's so funny the way he says it.
He just has the craziest takes.
Yeah.
Bro. He'll be like,
so funny.
He has this really famous one where he says like, my cousin got bit by a gay guy, so we'll see. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, but again, back to the delivery of comedians.
Oh yeah,
it's how you package it. You know, it's the bow you throw on top that really makes it funny, bro.
Yeah.
There's like a Dave Chappelle one where he's like, I've gotten so good at writing jokes that he's like, I write the punchline first. Have you guys seen this one?
He writes the punchline, puts it in the
and
fishbowl,
he's like, I wrote
the punchline out, and then forms the joke around the punchline.
Yeah, he's like, I wrote one that said like, I kicked her in the pussy, and then he goes on this like whole like
he does
thing.
The entire special,
and then at the end
cool.
of it,
like with the bowl right there.
No.
That'd be cool, bro. Imagine like live on stage, motherfucker just like picks it out.
He's like, before I came, he's like,
one
I took
after
one out.
the next. You know,
he might do it like per show.
That'd be
cool.
Because like he did it. It was like I did it before I left, and he did an entire set. Like he told the joke like at the beginning and tied it all back.
And and at the very end he goes, and then you're like, what? You're like, oh my gosh.
Nah, he's unbelievable, bro.
Oh, he is.
He's undoubtedly the best.
Bro,
have you seen the? Oh, I'm sorry, you go.
No, you're good. I was gonna say I watched the one from 2002. It's on HBO. I forget what it's called, but I watched it a little while ago. And there's this joke that's about it's like, you know how like girls they dress all promiscuous and stuff, but then if you like ever make a suggestion about it, they'll be like, oh, just because I'm dressed this way, doesn't mean I'm a whore type thing. And he's like, he goes on this whole spew saying like, if I was in a cop's uniform and so you just got shot and you ran up to me and was like, oh, Dave, help me, and you were just like, oh, you thought because I was a cop. No, I'm just in a cop's uniform.
Well, I got two things to say about that. One, that's like the transgender thing now, where I saw like this cop arresting this girl, and this lady from the side was like, "Is there any female cops here to do the search on this woman?" And he was like, "Are you assuming that I'm not a female?" Is what the cop said back to the lady.
That's actually
wild response, bro. Incredibly like intelligent.
Nice little
response.
witty.
Yeah.
Like, give it a little one time.
The second thing I have to say is he has another joke like that about. He's like, "So you're trying to tell me that a girl with a dick isn't kind of funny?" He's like, "That's a little funny." He's like, "So if you're trying to tell me that if I was a black dude, but inside I thought that I was Chinese," and I said, "Oh, why? You don't think I'm Chinese?" It's so true, though. It's very...
Yo, do you know anything about Rachel Dorisell?
No. Who's that?
No? She's the transracial white woman who wants to be black.
Yeah.
You didn't hear anything? There's a whole documentary about it.
On the fucking news, they called
her
urban.
Yeah, no, but she's like, there's this whole entire documentary.
You know what I'm talking about, bro?
And she thinks the documentary is on her side the whole time.
And it's just kind of like,
well, it's like
just what the fuck is going on.
Right, it's just, and it's like interviewing her kids, and her kids are just like, why won't my mom just shut the fuck up? You know, like, kids in school make fun of me.
No narrative here. We're just putting the camera in front of you, and then you do the magic here, bro.
Like, imagine if your mom was a porn star.
No, I can't imagine,
how tough that would be?
Yo, there's an episode of,
like a famous
Workaholics.
It's worse nowadays. Imagine your mom's got an OnlyFans, or your sister's got an OnlyFans, bro.
Imagine your daughter has an OnlyFans.
That'd be tough.
Imagine trying to play a varsity basketball game and your sister has an OnlyFans account.
Yeah, no.
Or like,
shit, bro. Chirped. Oh my god, you get so chirped.
Or like you don't find out about it at all. You don't find out about it at all until all of a sudden she goes for a job and they're like, we found some things on the background check.
Until you show up for your away basketball playoff game and they've got like a sign that's your sister's for the OnlyFans with pictures of her, and they're all chirping you saying, "I saw your sister's twat!" And fucking like going up for a fucking free throw, bro. Jesus Christ, just screaming the worst things at you. Dude, I bet it's worse because like porn stars are like
freaking Donna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ted, or Ted, I don't know what
That's a good impression.
No, I swear that's her name. Check a Chevron card. he's like, we're here with Tammy. He's like, Tammy, blah, blah, blah. He's like dropping all these ghetto-ass names. He's like, and Sauvignon Blanc. He's like, I swear that's a name. Check a Chevron card.
I love when Ted's going for the job. I just thought of that. And he's like, the guy's like asking him questions. He's like, F your mother or whatever. Me and
Mario pulled that up the other day. He's like,
dude.
He's like, I'll tell you what I got on my breath. Your wife's box. He's like, yeah, that takes balls. You need balls. And he fucks her like with the, he like fucks her in the back. He's like, you had sex with the other employee while on top of the produce. And he's like, I fucked her with a radish last week. Then I sold that radish to a family with small children. Like, that took balls. We need balls. You're promoted. And he promotes them.
Bro, you can just,
like the craziest shit.
You can like see Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy comedy in that. Like the way Family Guy is.
Imagine
like,
Seth MacFarlane's family.
Oh no, man! Honestly,
that's worse than being a porn star.
Yeah.
Or imagine you go see his family and it's literally every single character from Family Guy, just the real version.
You ever
seen dogs talking?
You ever seen that SNL skit way back in the day of Adam Sandler, and it's the family reunion? And he's there, and like they're like, I don't want to talk to Adam anymore. They're like, he's just gonna put me in one of his movies, and it's like all the characters from his movies, and it's just like acting as if it's his cousins.
The little guy from
yeah, dude. But it's so funny because they're like all. He's like, I would never do that. And like each character from the like one's like going like, ooh, like doing like the thing. Bro.
It's true though. I mean, like,
it is,
where do people get the inspiration? You pull it from like the fucking the characters from real life, bro.
Yeah.
Like. You know, I don't know.
No, for real. No, 100%, bro. And a lot of these comedians, it's funny, like, a lot of the really successful comedians have really weird, dark backgrounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, Bobby Lee is pretty dark, but I was gonna say Theo's got just, like, a fucked up, just, like, poor background. But Bobby Lee got molested by a Down syndrome.
That clip.
That's
like,
funny. And he's like,
yo, Brendan Schwab.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
I'm gonna say this again, and if you laugh, I'm gonna leave.
And he's, like, holding it back. He's like, when I was 13... I was molested by a man with Down syndrome.
Brutally, man.
You can't add that in, yeah.
That's so bad.
No, he, like, apparently, like, they do have dark backgrounds, but then I also think that a lot of them come from, like, a complete
I think that's
background.
the case for most successful people. They come from some sort of struggle.
Yeah.
When I say that, there's obviously cases of that's not the example,
Yeah.
but, like, they come from struggle and they realize that they don't want to go through that their whole lives. And they work hard and they fucking set goals and they hit those goals.
It's very true. Dude, I was actually thinking, though, that, like, I feel like a lot of comedians also, on the other hand, have just been, like, their whole life's just, like, a jokester.
Yeah.
Like, their whole life.
True,
just
like the class comedian.
Just fucking around the whole time. My whole life, been we're just joking around, having a good time. Like, Dan Soder, a comedian, who was, like, 12 years old, smoking cigarettes and still playing with WWE action figures. His whole summer by himself while his parents aren't home.
Well,
playing WWE action figures.
To build off that point, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think that there's some sort of, like, you're born with genetic personality type that would indicate what career is best for you? Like, you're born with something instead of, like, raised and having it programmed into you through experiences.
I did a paper on this about alcoholism. Like, is it genetic or is it something that you're, like, programmed or something like that? And I think it goes the same thing with, like, with personality, too, where you're programmed by your surroundings. So it's just, like, if you have things that are burned into your... You know, genetics, how your speech is. Yeah. Like, per se.
Even, like, your tendency to anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's definitely a character.
There's certain things
the
that
way I'd, like, counter the personality thing, and I, like, don't say this in any way of, like, putting me on anything, but, like, I have, like, 3 siblings, and, like, Dustin, like, can't, like, talk to people. Like, Dustin, like, he, like, literally gets, like, so awkward around people. Ashley can talk to anyone. Like, I can talk to, like, anyone.
Yeah, Dawson, but those are all based on experience.
Which is, but it's weird, but we were all, like, raised in the same place, and it's weird to see how different, like, each person's personality
is. I feel like
there's
that
all
goes
similarities.
against the genetic, though. I feel like that goes against the genetic
somewhat.
Because Dawson talks to people, but Dawson also, like, won't, like, just, like, I don't know, like, he'll...
be, like, an interaction.
Yeah. He's not, like, quiet. Once you know him, he's like,
but he'd rather stay in.
That's, like, Dustin, though, too, so it's, like, weird.
Well, there's a theory that suggests that there's, like, a classic first child, middle child, third child syndrome, except it's not labeled as that. There's like the child who acts out because they don't get enough attention type beat. There's like the kid who does everything right because they don't want to be adding any more bullshit onto the problem.
Second one.
I was like, who are you saying?
No. 1 does the bullshit. 2 doesn't do the bullshit because they saw the bullshit and they don't really care.
No, I wasn't trying to number them like that.
3 goes a complete different other route, and like it's just completely like I'm gonna fucking just either.
No, totally.
The only way I like counter that is like Dustin didn't do like any BS. Like Dustin like was like, like never like messed up, and I feel like seeing that like
there's a lot of classic examples of like weight put on their shoulders, you know, so they don't do anything wrong.
It was almost like harder on Dustin, like being like, and then as time went on, my parents were like more lenient, like, oh yeah, I don't care what you do.
You got a lot of people in the family too.
Yeah, I mean, I got three siblings, so it's like, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I thought you had more.
No, just three.
Dustin, Ashley, Donovan.
Right. Yeah. I guess I
Dustin doesn't like. That's why Dustin's getting married. I don't know if you guys know he got engaged.
Whoa!
Yeah, he got engaged to Ava.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and me and Dawson are his best man, and like I have to freaking do a speech, and I'm trying to think of like stories of Dustin growing up, and I'm like, dude, all I remember is you just like working out, like doing good in everything.
Right.
Like, I'm like
right about that?
What kind of literally,
that's what I'm talking about. But I'm like, I don't have any like crazy.
You're just
stories.
fucking perfect. Okay,
Yeah,
you just fucked it up for the whole rest of us. Thanks, buddy.
That.
Thanks for being the greatest.
Get mad like in the speech.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say? Like just like
you're drunk. You got like you're half in a bag during the speech.
Just looking at him.
What am I gonna say? Huh? You're fucking way too close to your mother. Fucking, you fucked it up for all of us.
Good for you. I'm glad you're getting married.
High expectations.
A couple hiccups in the middle.
Yeah.
A couple sips like a Mike and Biru.
You ever seen that Key and Peele skit when his like the brother's getting married? It's the brother that stayed at home, and like he's like, "Oh, like, good for you." Like, he's just, like, laughing. And he's like, "Did she date anyone before?" And he's like, "Oh, like yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I have sloppy seconds." Like giving him crap. Like it's so funny.
Yo, there's some really good Key and Peele.
Oh, I know, bro. I was on like a Key and Peele like phase like 2 years ago where I just watched like every single one. I was like, dude,
they're good.
They're so
good.
funny.
That they did rip off the Dave Chappelle show.
They did. Yeah. Going back, especially being in our generation, not being like at a conscious age during the time of the Chappelle show, I grew up and thought Key and Peele was an original idea. You know, and then when Chappelle show dropped on Netflix,
you're like, dude.
I was like, hold on a little, like this is the exact fucking same thing.
And that stand-up he was talking about, where like he raps the whole kicker in the pussy thing all the way around. At the beginning, he was like, "Yeah, I've been quiet, motherfuckers. Key and Peele stole my show and been doing it for 10 years."
That's 6 and Stones.
Yeah,
I've seen that one. Yeah.
The freaking Chappelle show skit when he's like, it's the rapper, and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Turn up my headphones." Yeah, dude. No, it's not even the Lil Jon.
No, yo.
It's like him being a rapper. That one kills me.
Oh my god. Or the Dylan. Dylan.
Dude, there's gotta be
spit hot fire.
The 5 greatest rappers alive. Dylan, and Dylan.
I haven't even seen that one. That one's
no, have you ever Mac dropped that? Like in the song, he's like in the greatest song of all time, like Dylan. Yeah, it's like a part of the song. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how that like whole thing goes over to like another culture, like another pop culture realm. All these people just dropping cinematic shit.
Well, yo, all right, I got another question for you guys. All right, so do you think that you have learned from the way that your parents have raised you?
Yeah, but there's things
for the better or for the worse.
Oh, well, I wanted to say earlier with the genetic thing too, because if you were born and separated from your parents at birth, you'd be like your adopted parents. You wouldn't have any similarities to the fucking people.
Yeah.
You know, you might have some things in common just based on, you know, like whatever, just coincidence. That's like a big thing for someone to be into.
I'm very like happy with the way I was raised and like all that stuff, and like I like look up to my dad like crazy, but there's still stuff like I would love to be like my dad one day, but there's still stuff that I like seeing my dad. I'm like, oh, I'd want to be a little different than that.
Right, and even like you can learn for the better.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you said that there's a lot of things that you want to embrace from your father. Like that's also learning. Do you think you learn from your parents? And what I'm trying to get at is generational change.
Oh, yeah.
So the same way that we learn from our parents and they change, they learn from their parents and they change.
My dad was like, and my dad's dad was like an alcoholic and like beat my dad, like did like a ton of stuff. Like there's
successful people come from struggle.
Yeah, and then my dad, like how he raised us was like so different. And like some people get into that and they're like, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing he did. Like I'm gonna like do that to them. But my dad was like, no, I'm not gonna.
Well, furthermore, some people overcompensate and they then like coddle their children.
Oh yeah,
you know, and
no, he definitely didn't do that.
No, he was like a little baby, you know.
They then coddle their children. Like it's okay.
It's okay.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, like, it can go the other way, and it's like they got the shit kicked out of them So now their kids need to get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I'm very grateful for my dad. He's my hero. Like, that dude teaches me everything that I've ever, you know what I mean? Like, all my interests and things pretty much have spawned from stuff that, for the most part, he got me into. But then, like, also, like, he's taught me, like, life, bro. Like, the throwing you out there kind of thing. My dad always did that. It was like, throw you out there and, like, let you figure it out. If you can't figure it out, I'm here to help you.
Well, the follow-up question, do you think whether you were the first child, second child, third child comes into play? Because you were the first child. I was the first child. You know, well, throw you the wolves type idea.
I was born, and then I had a brother born.
Right.
And then he passed away, actually, in the next room. And so, like, I had a brother. He was, like,
I knew the brother, but I don't know if he passed away.
We lived in this house. This is where we lived.
What?
Yeah.
Your dad owned this house?
No. So this house has been in my uncle's family since like the 50s or some shit. I think the second owner or some shit, 60s and his grandparents bought it, and then his dad and all of their siblings lived in it, and then it was his dad's house.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like generationally.
His dad passed away, and it became his house. And then he's had the house since his dad passed away, and he was like a little bit older than us, maybe our age when his dad passed away. And he's had this house, and everyone's lived in this house, man. My whole family. I've lived here on like 3 or 4 separate occasions. But anyways, I was what do they call that? Only child.
Yeah.
For like 12, 13 years. Like on my mom, I have a half brother, Caden. He's 11. So when I was like 11, 10, somewhere around there, I had a brother. So like up until then, like I was a single child. And on my dad's side, they didn't have a kid, so I was like 13 or something, like 8th grade. So, like, it was always, like, all the attention's on me. Like, make sure I'm not a fuck up. Make sure I don't fuck things up. You know
totally, because you're, like, the proof of concept for the rest of the kids.
Well, it's even the same, like, my dad even says, he's like, dude, I just don't even have the fucking, like, energy anymore to, like, put the amount of effort and stuff.
Well, that's why I asked the question.
With, like, my brothers and sisters. Like,
that's why I asked the question, because I'm the last kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and I had a different experience.
No offense with you, but, like, your dad's just kind of, like...
Yeah, hands off.
You know what I mean? Yeah. When he would have been, like...
I had 2.
Oh, I think
not even, I mean, like that, but just
Benny
like,
and Lydia.
When your brother was...
Wow, now that you say that,
I think Lydia's in Ashley's grade. Or your older brother's age.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Benny was older than my older brother.
Yeah, he was. So I think actually Lydia was in your brother's grade.
That's crazy.
Because what was the year?
Dustin graduated in 2016.
When did you graduate?
Okay, what were his peers? I guess that's how I kind of
Dustin, people at like his grade.
He's like the grade below.
Like Jay Nash and like all that.
Where? Yeah, Lydia.
Yeah. Did she go to Lunenburg?
So my whole family went to Lunenburg up until roughly 8th grade, and then they went their different ways. Yeah, right. No, more
was your dad like? Your dad was obviously around when Benny was like 21. Like, you know what I mean?
Not really.
No.
Okay. My dad.
I don't mean like not around. I mean like he's going somewhere to work. I don't want to make it seem like your dad's like not around. That sounded shitty of me saying.
But yeah, he's
not like in Lunenburg at your house. Like he has another house.
He had another home. Yeah.
PA.
Yeah. He's been like working back and forth since. Yeah, he's like some pipeline bullshit. Right now.
Getting that money in Pennsylvania, bro. Mr. Butler. No, but he was around when we were in high school.
Yeah.
The way I just said it, I feel bad. The way I said it made it sound like fucking Mr. Butler wasn't around or some shit. Like,
no,
it was like
dude.
Shitty. That was a bad way of me putting it. I feel bad.
Definitely a hands-off form of parenting. Yeah. But
my dad's like that with my little brother. He's very like like I'll try to reprimand. Like I'll see my brother doing something he shouldn't, and I'll always be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Fucking stop doing that shit."
Dude, you want to?
It's starting to hurt.
Yeah. Grab that thingy.
This is a big boy.
I don't have any in here though. Can we use some of this? Yeah, for sure. Just under this thing. Kind of more like
Sorry.
I try to like just stop my brother from doing shit that he shouldn't do.
Right.
Like, he'll be fucking with my sister or doing something. I'll be like, "Yo, what are you doing right now?
Right.
Like, what are you freaks doing?
Shit that you wish you learned earlier.
Stuff that I wouldn't like, stuff that I just wouldn't have done. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, come on, right now, like, and I'm looking at my dad, and he's not doing anything. And it's like I would have got bitched at if I ever thought about
you
doing
fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, but then like it's also like my parents were divorced most of my life, so it's like just my dad and just my mom. So I was pretty free in a sense where it's like I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. They've set a pretty like vast ground rule on like what's okay and what's not okay.
Right.
So like they don't need to watch me all the time. Like no one's on top of me. My stepmom's very like hands on. She's very nervous about like what's going on.
Right.
She's like concerned about the
Well,
children.
that was her
and
first
shit.
kid, right?
Yeah, these are her first 2 children.
Right.
So she's like very nervous about shit. You know what I mean? Just being on their case.
Well, how about you, Braeden? I feel like I
He's the
haven't heard
second
from you
child.
for a while.
I'm a second child.
How have you not peed
He's
with that
the
40?
youngest.
I do have to pee.
I know you said you had it. But I mean, like, I wouldn't be able to hold that in.
Careful for the cord.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You good.
I'm a second child, but it's only by 2 years.
So your parenting was very the same. Very good.
Yeah. Well,
Not even the parenting changes per
my
parent.
parents
change.
got divorced when I was in like first grade.
Me and Dan have a very similar lineage of parent thing.
Yeah, but I grew up with my mom for most of my life. Well, pretty much all of my life. But
Yeah.
I'd say I've honestly like a lot of things about me are kind of like I get from my mom. Like I notice things like maybe she'll struggle with, like I do too, just from like the tendencies of being around her.
Right.
And then like obviously not living with my dad, I see things of like what I don't want to be like.
Right. No, 100%, dude. I definitely, being around my mom so much, too, I learned a lot from her, too. It fucking, I don't know. Like, I find a lot of times that when you learn from your parents, you learn what you should do as well as what you shouldn't, you know? From both.
Well, the weird thing that I'm getting is my dad's parented, one time, almost all the way through, like, so to speak, like, through childhood. Now he's on his second go of it, so he's telling me all the things he did wrong with me as we're going through. He's like, wish I didn't push you so hard in sports. Wish I didn't make you think winning was the only thing that mattered. I wish you, like, you know, I didn't do this as much or didn't do that as much.
Well, bro, at least he's looking back on it.
Yeah, of course. He's a very reflective. Where do we think I get all my self-reflection from? Telling people, do your self-reflections.
Well, dude, I have no idea.
Like, do your self-reflection. So.
Word. Well, I don't know, dude. I truthfully figured that it came from a place of a parent not self-reflecting. That's what I assume, because that's my case. My dad's not great at self-reflecting, but like I find a lot of times I notice that fault, and I try to self-correct.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, my mom definitely isn't good at that either. Right. You know what I mean? Like my dad just is someone who just like my dad's on his shit. My dad's just a very
so you could see both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, my dad definitely had a time where he probably wasn't on his shit. It's just I don't really remember it because like most of my life he's been on his shit since I was like pretty young, just like hustling for that bag, doing whatever it takes to do what's right for like me and the fam. So he's just that dude. But I think that like at the same time, like you ever notice that you have like a sense of what's normal, how people live is normal, and how some people live isn't normal, and like the things that they do like isn't normal, and like that's fucking weird. Like why are they? But then like when you're with your parent, everything's normal. Like, what they do is normal. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I always feel that way about my dad. Like his thoughts are like thought kind of process together is like the same. It's very normal, and like people can get away like, what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, why are you thinking that, or why are you doing that, or why are you living like that? You know what I mean? But like me and my dad are on a very. It's because you raised me. You know what I mean? It's
No, and to that point, dude, a lot of times I see like someone who has like a fundamental difference. It'll confuse me. You know what I mean? Like meaning in the way that they're raised. Yeah, it's
that's
like
what I'm saying.
It's like really
exactly what I'm saying. Like, fundamental is like, dude, you really believe that? You're reading this though?
I'm reading the email.
Yeah,
that's lit, man. You're good, man. That's exciting.
An excuse.
Well, I just have to, just because I was making sure it's nothing I have to respond to right
Me and Frank
away.
just got this thing where like people pick up their phone during the podcast. It's like
I was just when I was in the bathroom.
It's just disrespectful.
I was like, I should probably read it. I was like, just in case it's something I need to respond to right away.
Dude, no, honestly, when you first got a little like notification in your pocket and you pulled your phone out, I was hoping that's what that was.
No, literally, that's what it is. I'm just reading. I just read the first one.
I was like trying to talk, and the only thing I could think about was like, this motherfucker's got his phone out right now. I'm gonna fucking kill him. He's got his fucking phone.
Dude, my first thought.
I couldn't finish my sentence.
My first thought was, motherfucker just got accepted. No, I'm not even kidding. He just got the thing that he was just talking about.
Oh, I am, because the first email is pretty much just talking about like. Just giving us like basic guidelines and everything. The second email is talking about COVID testing. What's a Leukira COVID test? Is that anything specific?
I can look it up.
Because I was like, I don't know. So I have to take one the day before I go just to be safe. Dude, I'm hyped.
It's probably a brand of self-testing.
Seeing that just like makes me so happy. It's talking about like where we'll all meet and like getting ready for everything and to bring a backpack, and we're shooting overnight, so we'll be shooting for 12 hours. So like. I'm going to take a small rip of that. I don't usually smoke, but it was Dan's birthday yesterday.
These new strands of COVID are getting crazy.
And bro, you got something to celebrate.
These new strains of COVID getting crazy. Leukemia, COVID.
Well, bro, apparently new forms of COVID aren't popping up on rapid tests, so that's probably why they asked you to go for that specific brand. Yeah. Braeden hasn't got a hit of that yet. Let's just make sure he
Hold
does.
It for him.
Dude, I haven't, like, we're not going to get into it too much, but freaking, I've been getting, like, more into, like, Christianity and stuff. I got baptized 3 months ago.
Nice.
And I've been trying to live, like, a more Christ-like life and all that stuff.
You weren't baptized before?
I was
dedicated, but I was never baptized. I like started going to church and stuff.
Oh man, I'm the whole lot.
Really?
Really?
Baptized, first communion.
Yeah. That's why in Christianity you don't have to do first communion or confirmed. You just have to get baptized.
I was gonna say one time I was a kid and fucking they had first communion calls and I never had it, but I just didn't. I just wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I went up and
you can just go up. Nobody knows. Yeah.
Oh, actually, never mind. My bad. We do communion sometimes, like because the churches out bunch of they don't do it all the time. Like, is that saying the first time you've done communion?
No.
Well, it's like the classes that build up to it into graduation.
Oh, no, that's Catholic.
Yeah, so like technically you're not supposed to. Oh, what are you?
See, I'm so wildly like uninformed.
It's like it's
the same.
It's so different.
But
honestly,
different.
that's what I struggle with though.
Squares and rectangles.
Bro, there's like 6 different types of Christianity. There's like there's like all these branches. There's like Catholicism and all this stuff, and everything's pretty similar. We all have the same beliefs. Right. We just kind of approach it differently.
But they're different, bro, and they don't like each other.
No, I like.
You think this much differently than me.
I don't think about it like that because that's what I've been struggling with. But that's why I've just been like in the Bible. It just says to be sober-minded, and like I can drink like 3 beers and be sober and like do whatever, but I haven't been smoking because when I smoke, I'm always like.
Well, that's what I don't like about the thing, bro. Like, who's anybody to tell me what's good and what's bad?
Right.
No, that's like.
Well, I think
that's based on conviction.
It's not even just like
bro. That's the value of like being because myself personally, like I was born not religious. Yeah. Like no one ever pushed anything on me. Right, and then I think there's a lot of value in finding that.
No, yeah,
because
it was beneficial for me.
Because for me personally, I was always envious of the people who did believe something because like I saw all the stuff that it gave them, you know, all the comfort and all the happiness and community.
Awesome. Really? That's the way you thought about it?
I did, in a lot of ways. I also feel, in a lot of ways, the way you feel about it.
Yeah. No, I don't like...
I know how you feel about it.
I got a lot of questions with it, so don't think I'm just like...
But,
I'm like, bro.
But I do think that it's cool that it emphasizes the idea of faith. Because,
I love faith.
Right.
I like the idea of like raising a child without the idea of religion and then just like...
That's like...
That's
what happened with me, bro. My mom wasn't even like a Christian when she like had all of us kids, and that happened like later on. And then she didn't like be like, all right, we're all going to church. She just like would start reading her Bible. She started doing stuff with some like ladies, like this fellowship thing.
We went on her own.
Yeah, but then
like
we did some stuff.
Example.
Like she brought us to some stuff, and like we had gone to church a couple times, and she would tell us about the Bible and like read us stories from the Bible and everything. But she was never like, you need to go to church. Like you need to be a Christian. And then like she literally just told me since like I just did this all on my own in Florida because like I'm just saying like there's a lot of things that like I struggled with before that like are just gone, and I tried to stop doing all this stuff and like even like smoking weed because like I would just like I have nothing.
Devil's lettuce.
No, I have nothing against smoking weed, but I was like relying on it to like change.
The original sin.
No, but like I would
That's
like
why we're bad,
bro. I would get like sad or something, and my first go-to is like smoking weed. Like, I never learned how to deal with my emotions purely sober. So that was something I wanted to like try, but I could never do it. Bro. And then like the second I like actually turned to like God and like started like reading my Bible, I was like, no, like I'm gonna dedicate some time.
Well,
to day.
I think
stuff started changing. I
think of it as like philosophy class. You know how like fuckers go to college and they'll pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to study philosophy.
Yeah.
It's like that, except in your daily life, and it just gives you a framework of which to think about morality.
Bro, that's the basis. It literally says in the New Testament that like there's like all these commandments. Like that's why I like the New Testament, is because like Jesus kind of overpowers like the commandments and the law and like all this stuff. Not overpowers it, but he gives you freedom from that and like salvation. But then like it's pretty much like he talks about all these commandments, like how you're supposed to live. But then somebody asks him, I don't know what book it's in, they're like, what's the most important of the commandments? And he's like, that you love your God like more than anything, like with all your heart, and that you don't like serve any other God, and that you love your neighbor and like as yourself or whatever. So it's literally just like, and it says like love overcomes all sin. So it's just being like, and I look at it like dedicating time to God, like giving him thanks, giving him like a little bit of glory, and then also just like treating people how you want to be treated.
Right.
Me and
being selfless.
I had Jimmy Cran over yesterday, and we were just chopping it up by talking about shit. And we used to got into like a deep conversation about religion and shit like that. And like my big thing with it was always like, my dad always fulfilled into me that like we were like religious for a while. And like I never really got it when I was a kid. Like that shit never made sense to me. I'd pray and like shit wouldn't happen. We went to the same church. That's how me and Braeden met when we were kids. But we went to
I can't even imagine you guys.
It was like right down the street, bro. It was in Fitch, like down over by Kmart, kind of.
Orange too at that point.
Yeah, that's a hike.
Drive.
Yeah,
I was
it's a
gonna
long
say.
ass drive for like a Christian church.
Did your mom grow
Yeah,
up
my
in the
dad
area?
my dad went like nuts, bro.
Oh. So what the fuck?
Right?
That makes no sense. And yeah, we met there. That's we went to like the same CCD class or whatever.
Damn.
But
church.
my dad went like crazy. Started writing like scriptures on the
really
walls
young.
and shit like that, like in marker and like filled up my
Wait,
grandma's
what?
house. Yeah.
In marker? Like, no, I thought you were saying
Or,
like a little.
paint
I
or
thought you were saying
something.
like a little.
No, I'm talking
whiteboard,
about
like
yeah,
a little
not even a
smash.
whiteboard, but you know those little signs in like a kitchen that will have like something.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you meant like that.
It was like you know, like it not like this extreme, but like you in my head it was always how I pictured it. It was like you remember in Transformers 2 when Sam touches the spark and he starts writing all the fucking he's like, he's like writing all the shit. That's how I always pictured it in my head because it was like a whole wall like this big, literally like scriptures, like columns, and like it was well written and like neat and like.
And that's why like I really sympathize with those people who go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, dude, I've had questions like I'm like submitted to it. Like there's nothing that could like take me away from it, and I gotta say that confidently. But like I don't like there's stuff that like I have bad days of where I'm like, dude, I don't even know. Like I'm like this is like confusing me. Like I don't understand this, or I'll read something or hear something in like a YouTube video, and I'll just kind of be like, bro, like what? Like so I'm like I have questions every day. Like I'm literally like, bro, like why did God put the tree in the Garden of Eden? Why, when Satan tried to overcome overcome heaven and like overpower him and do all this stuff, why did he cast him down to earth where he is making his creation? Like why? There's just so much.
I just try not to pollute my brain with like that stuff, so I don't have to think about.
No, it's tough. Like, there's verses I almost talk about like
it's just something that I just will go to work, do my shit, focus on the podcast.
Bro, and you're a good person. That's literally like
yeah.
a lot of Christians would like hate me for saying that because like it does like you have to have your faith in Jesus.
I need God to be a good person.
No, but like I believe in like because like I believe in the Bible and I believe in the sins that you're not supposed to commit, and like we've all like the whole point of Jesus is that we've all committed sins. Like we've like even like if they're not as drastic as like murdering someone or something, like we've all committed things that are wrong in the eye of God. And like you don't even like you might just ignore that if you don't believe in God, which is fine. But the whole point of Jesus is just being like, yo, it's all right. Like that's your way out. Just like put your faith in him, believe in him. A lot of Christians are gonna be like pissed if they see this from saying that. But that's what I believe is like.
Well, to that point, I always think of that scene from Family Guy where it's Osama bin Laden sitting in a fucking hut and he's like blowing up a bunch of shit, making a bunch of evil shit, and then like the fucking SEALs kick in the door and he's like, I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and he pops up to heaven. He's like, yes.
That's so funny. It's not that easy. Like,
no, I know. But that's just what I thought of it.
I haven't seen that episode. I want to see that now because that's actually hilarious.
But dude, I think that the hope thing is always the apparent, the thing that's very apparent. When I was a kid, even when that was like I understood it in that church was like these people are all here because they think that when they come here and they listen to this guy talk and they listen to what this guy said, then they're gonna like accept these things, go home and be those people, and then they'll be let into heaven. Is like my entire belief on the thing. I just don't like the idea of like the overruling figure either, where it's like this guy is telling you what's right.
Oh, trust me, I struggle with that too. I'm like, I just literally say that. I'm like, then why are we even here? Like, why don't you just end this?
My dad was always like, I remember we were driving to Popeyes in Florida on like our first vacation ever, and he was like, the reason I don't believe in God is because you make your own fate. It's like what you do in life directs whatever you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you decide to be a fuck and fuck all, then you're not going to do anything and you'll be a bum. But if you decide to work your balls off and do something, then you'll fucking do whatever you want. And then since I was there, I was like, all right, well, that's what I believe in. I don't need to believe in religion. Just do my shit.
Right. Well, what I think is cool is how we got different perspectives, all of us. Because I personally am more, the reason why, what I gravitate towards is science. I really like listening to like podcasts and stuff like that.
Bro, I don't even know I don't know enough about science to even give an opinion on it.
Right. So, like, truthfully, neither do I. It's just a matter of like what I subject myself to and what I listen to. But what I listen to it's similar to like I listen to it religiously almost. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, I listen to it religiously.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like I listen to it every day, and it supplies a certain sense of purpose in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me feel whole to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just like have less questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I got millions.
People need to put their faith
We all
into
do.
something.
Yeah.
Right. No, and it's just crazy how like we can all, similar to what I asked earlier, we can all go through this almost the same shit and all come to different conclusions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, it's crazy. Like, well, like mine, like I will say that I haven't even like shared this like that much, but like when I like decided to like make the change, like this is when I like stopped smoking. Like I'll smoke occasionally now, and it is something like I won't be doing forever. Like I'm like definitely planning on like moving away from it. And I've been
Hopefully
pretty
me
decent at
too.
it. No, yeah, but it's like a good thing, like because I'm just like, dude, I'm like I just don't need it. And like I have been like stopping, like I didn't smoke for like a month, and then I smoked like once like every like 2 weeks, and then I would like if I was with Ashley or Trevor, like we were just on vacation, I was like more open to it. I was like,
Yeah, it's just a big smoky.
Oh yeah, but that's why with Dawson, like since I've been home, there has been like we were shoveling for like 3 days, and I was like, no, I'll smoke.
Yeah, smoke some weed when you shovel.
I was like,
man.
I was like,
I was like,
we're just shoveling.
Right,
Let's
there's
think
nothing
about
wrong
that.
with it.
I saw a Snapchat of someone drinking and shoveling, and I was like, ooh.
Well, that's what the other
That
thing
sounds
too.
hard. That
Bro,
sounds like a
that's like the
That's
whole
like a
thing.
slip.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking work injury waiting to happen.
The whole
Insurance
thing
claims.
in Christianity, like it's like that's what some Christians like that they like look at how other people are living, not like you can just live super
real
wrongfully.
judgy.
But yeah, but the whole thing it says is everyone has different levels of conviction, which means something that's pretty much. I mean, I don't know if everyone knows what conviction means. I didn't even know what it was before I read the Bible. That's why I'm saying it. But it's like convicts you to like stop doing something. It's almost like you feel kind of guilty about it, and you're like, why do I feel guilty about that? That's like your conviction. It's like you should probably stop doing that.
Is that why like modern day in court, that's the hope? You know,
I don't know.
that you convict someone, so hopefully
maybe.
they feel that way.
Maybe, I
you
don't
know?
know. That's kind of weird to think about. But that's why everyone has different convictions. Not everyone's the same. Everyone has different stuff. It's not like everyone's molded to be the exact same thing. And everyone has different levels of faith. Like some people are like, I'm not gonna like ever have sex or ever do anything, and this is my life. That's like they have like this crazy faith.
Diavon's producer hasn't even jerked off. He's like 23 years old.
Chris D'Elia never smokes, never drinks, never anything, and he's one of the best comedians of all time.
I'm not saying the thing. I'm just like, come on, where's the pleasure?
No, but agreed.
Spent 20 minutes vigorously rubbing my shins, thinking, where's the pleasure? Where's the sensation?
Where's the sensation?
Yeah. I know this is on a pod. This is pretty terrible, but I haven't since I
got back from Florida?
No, since I got baptized 3.5 months ago.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
You
All right,
sicko.
all right.
No, I have once, but I felt pretty guilty after.
I just, occasionally when I feel the need to.
It's
but
it's
feel
crazy.
Like a normal
Like
man.
I just like have it, and I'm like I'm not gonna do it. It's like I don't even think.
I don't know. I heard people talking about that too. Like I had
don't
some
think
other
about it,
friends. I won't name drop them, but they're talking about how they like don't nut because they think that it's like ooh kind of shit. Like I'm like I'm not giving it up. Like I'm gonna like and it's also like bad to do it. And I was just like, dude, I don't.
Well, bro,
I don't know where it's
there's
that,
two
why
lines
you
of thought for
bro.
people who don't want
You're
to.
not
You got a
concealing-
loaded
you're
firearm
not
in your
concealing it,
pants.
though.
You
You're
got a
not
loaded
concealing it,
firearm
though.
in your fucking
Hey.
pants, man.
Hey,
You're gonna harm somebody.
You're not concealing it. You ready? This is so terrible.
Get a Red Bull in you. You're ready to fuck.
You think I just got everything stored up
You
in there?
wings.
Yeah.
You think I just got everything stored up in there?
Dude, yeah.
No.
What?
You have wet
When you
dreams, bro.
sleep? Yeah, I've never had one of those.
I haven't since I stopped doing it, and that was the first time it happened. I woke up thinking I was pissing my pants. Like I literally like woke up and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was like, "What, dude?" And I literally was just like,
Dude, that's wild.
"But that's what I was just
I've
gonna
never
say." So,
had one of
yeah,
those.
that's
You
why.
think,
I'm
think
like,
I'm storing it? You think I'm storing it? When I'm sleeping, let me tell ya.
bro, it's
Whoa,
bad.
alright.
Gotta
buddy.
sacrifice a pair of undies. Like,
Yeah,
that sucks.
You were worried about talking about it since the baptism, and then you dropped that one.
I don't care because I was.
You
kinda
think
like,
I'm storing
no,
it,
it's
huh?
like-
You think I'm paying for a U-Haul storage container
Hey,
for all this?
I'm being real here. Being real.
No, I just like the accent, honestly, bro. No, bro,
It's not my
but
accent.
no, it's crazy how.
Yeah, I love walking around Boston doing that accent.
My dad was saying.
Oh, hey, go Celtics! Just walking
is
through the
the-
streets. So.
My dad said if I'm on set and I somehow see Ben Affleck, I gotta start talking like with a wicked Boston accent. And just be like, my boy's wicked smart. Like,
if people don't know you, they'll believe it. When I was out in California, bro. All right, so I would be bored as shit sitting in this thing because it was the middle of COVID, you know. So no one was going to a fucking ski resort where I worked. I was in a retail store at a ski resort. Okay. It was a big ski resort.
North in California?
Yes, I was. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, so some guy comes in. I'm bored as shit this day, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to throw on a British accent.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was a British accent. I fucking should have said it.
And I'm not gonna lie, I pulled it the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people don't know you. Yeah. They'll believe anything.
Dude, I was at the hotel the other day. I think I probably told you already. Someone was like, "You don't sound like you're from around here." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like,
"You don't sound like you're from
around here." That's what I'm saying. I took it as like offense. I was like, "What? So what do you mean? Like, what is that supposed to mean?" Is what I said. What is that supposed to mean? And they were like, well, you don't have like that thick Boston, you know, like fight the con.
You work in Marlboro.
Yeah. And I was like, well, and then I hit her back and I was like, well, what the fuck, you know, I'm not Boston? You don't think I'm Boston? Well, 40 minutes. Fucking, I'll take you to Harvard Square. You wanna fuck around? I'll take you to a Sox game.
Park the car.
Who's not Boston? I got the B on the hat every day. Come on. I was like, I took it offensive when she said I wasn't from Boston.
At school, like I've never thought I have a Boston accent, and I don't think I do.
But they think
at
you
school,
do, yeah.
Like multiple people were like, "Dude, you have like such like a Boston like accent." And I was like, "I really don't," but I do say "wicked" like all the time.
Where do the majority of people come from when you're school?
Dude, everywhere.
Yeah.
I would say I met 2 kids from New Hampshire and 1 kid from Massachusetts. I don't know, freaking. Do you guys know Ethan Hecker?
No.
He's from Fitchburg. I played hockey with him growing up. But me and him were boys when we were younger. We played like hockey. Well, I guess it was like 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, he went there?
He played for Twin City. I think he went
he went to Full Sail.
No. His younger brother. And I like remembered because I had met his younger brother one time. And then like I saw him. He was in my class. And I looked at the class like name, like the names on the class, remember the class list said freaking Seth Hecker, and I was like, oh, that's so weird. I'm like, I remember that kid Ethan had a brother. I think his name was Seth. Then I see the kid, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, are you Ethan Hecker's brother? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, I was like, he used to be friends with your brother. He's like, bro, he's like Donovan. Like, he's like, what the frick?
It was weird. When I went to New Mexico, they were like, where the fuck are you from? New York? Or my cousin's boys were like, are you from New York? And I was like, no, I'm from Boston. Like, why are you talking like you're from New York? I was like, I'm not talking like I'm from anywhere. I'm talking like I'm from.
It is weird. We definitely do.
Cords.
Because, actually, I guess.
From my damn throat.
No, my friend was from Virginia, and like he didn't have like an accent or anything. Not like people from Virginia do, and we talked more similarly. But he said other stuff than I did. Like we have like the way we talk up here.
I was gonna say words will pick you out.
Yeah,
like you said, wicked.
Yeah, that's whenever I would say wicked, people would literally just like
Boston. You'd be like, yeah, you fucking.
And
Boston,
I never knew that was really that much of a Boston
that word,
thing.
fucking.
Yeah,
the excessive use of
that's
fucking
the other
will
thing.
indicate you're
I've been
from
trying
the
to
East
stop
Coast.
cursing. That's why I say like effing and BS, and I've dropped a couple on this.
Well, bro, there's a couple cities. There's a couple cities. They'll be like, all right, you're either from Boston, New York, fucking somewhere in Jersey, like
it's
somewhere.
an East Coast thing.
Right.
And the excessive use of it.
Oh yeah.
Once the camera gets on, it's like I'm fucking this and fucking that, and I'm fucking dropping the F on every fucking word. Man.
But I didn't notice how much. You don't notice how much you say wicked around here. Like you don't.
Why would you?
You know,
it's normal.
And when I was at school, I'd like just say like,
there's a level of Boston, bro. There's saying wicked in a conversation, and there'd be someone saying like wicked awesome.
Yeah.
Even if they said wicked awesome in like the straightest voice, I'd be like, all right, dude, what the fuck?
Well, I've said that's wicked awesome.
It's wicked awesome.
Right. I don't say wicked awesome. I'm just like, that's wicked awesome. Like I'll say that, and at school, like never noticed I even like said it, and I'd say it, and people, I just like look at people are looking at me like this, and I'm like, what? And they're like, wicked, and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I guess
they know right away.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any new words that you've picked up from being down there?
No. I
don't.
Dude, honestly,
it's probably because everyone's coming from everywhere.
My friend Tyson at school, like he's from Houston, and like he just like he talks way different than me. Like I'll say like can I go over, like type thing, or like can I come over, and like he says I can come over, like I can go over, like I can have some of that, like I say can I have some of that, you know what I mean? Like but like that's like a little switch.
That's
but
crazy.
Like Gonzalo, my other friend, is from Virginia, and he says different words than me, but our accents are like we don't sound like we could like live in the same area. Like, so that's why I'm like, I mean, at least in my ears, like.
Right.
But
what do we got for a time right now?
There's a lot of kids in Mexico too that were there. So
right around 1:45.
All right, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, send love to everybody out there still listening and watching. Many pods coming out, lots of new stuff. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it, Dan. Happy birthday. Let's go get grizzed and watch some NCAA March Madness. We'll smell y'all cretins later. What are you freaks doing? Believe in yourself. Smell you later.
Believe in Jesus.
Peace.
Sorry.
Believe in yourself.